Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you may be joining us from. Welcome back to another episode of Cheeky Chip Chat. Paul, a day to be cheery. It is December 2nd. Holiday season is upon us. Happy holidays, Paul.
Happy
Um,
holidays.
there's a cheer in the air. Everyone's smiling. It's a joyous time. It's a nice time for family. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, Paul. Haven't spoken to you for a couple weeks. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Rahul. I'm doing good. Had a good Thanksgiving. Saw the family. Everything went well. Everything's good. Um, uh, you know, I know we had some scheduling issues. I know we had Thanksgiving obviously too.
Yeah, it
So
always it
that
always kind of messes with it. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna tell people that you were just too depressed to do the show for the past 2 weeks.
You're not
But
you're not wrong. Okay, you're not wrong. But it's something about December. There's
yeah,
something about
sure,
this
sure,
time of
sure,
year.
sure.
It just everybody turns over a new leaf. It's kind of like that little Energizer blast you
You
need to
best hope,
power
my
through to the
friend.
end of the
You
year.
certainly best hope.
Oh, I'm
You
so happy.
certainly best hope
I'm so
things
happy.
turn around. But as
Oh,
of right now, you're still staring at us
from the bottom, yeah, don't worry.
from
Don't
from behind.
don't
So
you worry. We will rectify. Well, Wreck It Ralph is gonna rectify that situation, um, as is in the name. Um,
you play Crystal Palace this next game.
we do on Sunday. I think it's a little
Yeah.
crazy. Are you guys playing on Sunday too, right?
We play on Monday against
See, why the heck do you guys get an extra day? We're playing
on
like 2 days from
Everton.
now. Like 2 days,
Yeah,
like
I know.
2 days and like a bit.
Yeah, but remember when Arsenal had a Monday and a Friday game that one week? I don't want to hear it.
That's true. Even then, you have Tuesday, Wednesday,
Oh,
Thursday.
I get that. Okay, I get it. Yeah, fine. 3 days, exactly what you have, Rahul. No, you have 2 days.
We have
Fair
two
enough.
days. It's bad. It's bad. I mean, hey, at least we're not in the Europa League because
It's
that
all
stuff
right.
happens
I
every
hope
week.
Vieira whomps you, yeah. And then we're gonna beat Everton, hopefully.
The revenge of Patrick Vieira.
Arsenal couldn't
Didn't even
beat
think
you,
about that.
but Patrick Vieira will beat you.
Don't worry, we'll have Roy Keane in the stands somewhere. He'll be ready. We'll have Roy at the ready. Um. Anyway, let's
Yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
let's start talking about some stuff because for
Some
once my team
soccer.
have not been absolute dog water. Um. Let's start with a brief discussion of Chelsea because we know that was the previous game and it was kind of a drab affair if we're being honest. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on it.
Yeah.
Interesting lineup change from Michael Carrick in his first league game as manager since the sacking of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
actually the first show we've done since Ollie's been sacked.
It is. It is. It is. Since the whole thing we have not talked about.
Yeah. Um,
We're gonna be here for hours tonight, everyone.
I suppose I'll say a few words. Great player. A few back-to-back Champions League qualifications. Um, a few nice memories. Scott McTominay's half-field volley against Manchester City in like the last game before stadiums emptied out. Um, Comeback against PSG in the Champions League. Some nice moments. But apart from that, not a ton to show for it. So, and it just kind of gradually got less appealing to watch and started to lose sight of the vision. And yeah, so I mean, thankful for I guess giving us some nice moments after the doldrums of everybody hating Jose Mourinho. But happy trails, and hopefully it's upwards and onwards from here. That's probably all I have to say about it.
Don't worry, everyone. They'll be back to the doldrums soon enough. These United fans are
Uh,
never happy. They're never satisfied. They're always hungry. You're like The
you talk a
Rock.
lot of smack. You talk a lot of smack for never
No,
happy
yeah.
with the manager. You talk
Yeah,
you
it's
talk a
crazy,
big
man.
game.
Hey, I'm always happy with the manager. You
That's true.
cannot for one thing, you cannot fault me, is I'm just always happy with the
Almost to a
manager.
fault, actually.
Oh,
Almost
for sure to a
almost to a
fault. I would
fault.
absolutely say to a fault. Though I've been getting better. I've been coming around to sacking managers just on the whim. I'm totally with it.
We'll totally get it. We'll totally get there in like a few minutes. Manchester United against Chelsea. Michael Carrick, as we said, first game in charge.
Is he undefeated? Yeah, undefeated as his
He
time in
finally
manager.
at the end of his
Yeah, that's
tenure
what I'm
was
talking about.
undefeated.
Yeah.
Good for
Michael
him. He
Carrick at the wheel.
walked walked out with his head held high. But dissecting just the first, just going into the little bit of the first
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
He's set up a little bit more defensively, which is probably to be expected given the high press that Chelsea employ, the amount of width and energy they bring going forward. Um, can't really fault him for it. Playing a midfield of Fred, Matic, and McTominay. Kind of freeing Bruno up from some of the midfield responsibilities that sometimes he gets caught out straying away from when he's trying to make things happen in the attack. Kind of taking some of that out of his hands by playing all three of them. Um, and yeah, just playing a really deep line, resilient, really able to hold Chelsea out of the game for the majority of the time. Um, yeah, it was it was impressive. It was impressive, and it was actually like I hate watching us park the bus. Refreshing, in a
Mhm.
way, just to not see us just concede goal after goal after goal to teams that are the top of the table. That realistically, with the squad we have, should be, you know, going toe to toe with them. But a little refreshing to show a little bit of bite on the counter attack. Jadon Sancho having scored his first goal midweek coming in. And obviously he and Rashford combined for United's goal in this game.
Yeah.
Um, Ballon d'Or candidate Jorginho, which just sounds frankly ridiculous to say,
Mhm.
doesn't it? Am I crazy?
Well,
I mean, I get that. I get that he's a quality player. I get that he's a good midfielder. I get that Italy won the Euros, but I mean, like, really,
he's
really,
fine. I don't know if
he's
he's
good. He's not.
number 3 fine, but yeah.
He was number three.
Yeah, number 3.
Okay, well, you're number three Ballon d'Or candidate, Jorginho, an absolute shocker. Losing as manager Thomas Tuchel said. I think he said he lost the ball in the lights.
Yes,
And
I did hear that,
this,
and he was like, "These things happen." I'm like, "Well, do they?" That
yeah,
seems like
this is
a
the first
really
time I've
weak
heard that.
excuse.
Yeah, he
That seems
lost.
like a really weak excuse.
Yeah, he did a poor touch. Jadon Sancho played in ice cold blood in his veins. Puts it away. Finally, starting to get started.
You're
He's
still playing him from the left side over there.
well.
It's just
We played
not
him from the
right.
we played him from the right side against Chelsea. He was the right-sided striker,
That's
and he
true.
played a lot better. And then for some reason against Arsenal, played him on the left again. Don't understand it. Hopefully, Super Ralph comes in, throws him on the right.
They moved him over to the right later in the game though.
I
So
think they were rotating. I think it was like they were constantly moving it.
yeah.
But I don't like him off the left personally. But yeah, so we score a goal. Hopefully, we try to keep the clean sheet, but then penalty for Jorginho. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a little bit of a should he have thrown his foot in there? Well, I mean, I think he's kind of he's screwed both ways because if he doesn't
Mhm.
put his foot in and doesn't try and clear the ball, then people are like, well, you were there and you didn't try and clear the ball, and Chelsea scored. And then if you do try and clear the ball, you end up getting there a half a second after Thiago Silva, who actually got shot in the leg when that happened. Actually, if you look at his face, he just this is the only thing that could elicit that kind of pain. But yeah, he he went down. He went down. They got dropped harder than like 10 sandbags. And then Jorginho, who else redeems himself with a penalty in his classic form
Yep.
for 1-1, and yeah, it was a pretty drab affair. I'm glad that we have United Arsenal to talk about because we had to talk about just this game this week, Paul. I don't know what we do. I really
I,
don't.
I mean, no, it was a good game. I thought United held their own. It wasn't like the full managers gone kind of bump, but it was you kind of saw it.
His new
People,
ideas, I think,
it was a little.
it go ahead.
It seemed it seemed less stressed.
Yeah. Well, not just less stressed. It was. I feel like with Carrick not having to worry as much about, am I getting sacked? Am I getting sacked? Am I getting sacked? He was more in a position to tell the players like, hey, you guys can go and try and do it like at some point, because if he loses the game, like if he lost all 3 games, it's not like he's getting sacked, right? Because like they
Right.
were already
Okay,
planning to
sure.
replace him anyway. He's a caretaker manager.
Right.
Like you're kind
Right.
of
Right. Right.
like
Right.
you're you know the yeah. He was in an untouchable point at that position. So I think that's what kind of gave him a little bit more of a license in some parts of that game to kind of unleash them. And I'm glad he did, because it ended up going from a game that I didn't think we had any chance of winning to a game that I'm kind of pissed off that we didn't win, because of how it played out.
Oh,
Um,
I know that feeling, Rahul. I know that feeling. Not a
so
win.
let's
That would have been very aggressive of me.
so let's
But
let's kind of
well, last question about the Chelsea game.
go ahead.
Ronaldo not starting. Are you on the that's the right move train, or that was the wrong move train? I think I know the
Wrong
answer.
move. Wrong
Yeah,
move.
yeah, yeah.
Wrong move. And it's not just because Ronaldo's my favorite player. It's and I think he's the greatest to ever play the game. It's not any of that. It's
Second
when
greatest.
you
Seven
you
Ballon
can't. I
d'Ors.
don't want to hear it. I don't.
Seven Ballon
I
d'Ors.
don't want to hear it. It's here's the thing. When you have a player like Cristiano Ronaldo who literally like can pull goals out of thin air, and you're playing against a quality side like Chelsea, you have to play him, even if it's not for the whole game. You have to play him. And granted, he got brought in when was that substitution made?
It was. Let me find
64th
it
minute.
for you. I was gonna say it was around the 60th minute.
64th minute. So you gave him 30 minutes. So that's why I'm not. That's why that wasn't one of the things I immediately jumped to,
Mhm.
because he did give Ronaldo 30 minutes to play. But for me, he's got to start. Even Sir Alex said you got to start a guy like that until he starts to show that he can't last 90 minutes, which he can,
Mhm.
um, even at this age, which is absolutely absurd, just the physical state that he's in. You gotta do it. You gotta start him. So yeah, that's my take on it. So, unfortunate that weren't able to get the win. Fair play to Chelsea, able to salvage a draw. I mean, it was a little disappointing from them. Surprising that Romelu Lukaku didn't start, frankly, and that was a tactical decision because he was fit. So, not quite. I know they're trying to reward, players in the side for good performances, but I'm trying kind of a little.
It was the
The,
disrespect, Rahul. It's the disrespect.
I mean, they literally gave Lukaku 10 minutes. Like, come on, like you got to give him more than that. I don't know. That's just me.
Fair
I'm
enough.
glad. I mean, I'm glad they did.
No, you're
Because he
glad
probably
because
would've
if
scored.
he scores, then you look.
You know
terrible.
he's doing. Oh, look at
Yeah,
this!
yeah,
Look,
exactly.
oh, the
He's
haters, the
he's
haters.
he's kissing he's kissing the whole thing,
Yeah,
the whole shebang,
yeah,
kissing the badge and the whole thing.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.
let's
Get
move
my
on.
pain over it with.
Let's move
It wasn't that painful, to be honest with you.
on. Okay.
It honestly, it would have been more painful for you had Martin Odegaard not brought down Fred in the box and Martin Atkinson just being a twat.
Hey. Hold on. We're gonna
Can
get
I
to
say that?
Martin
Hold up. Am
Atkinson.
I allowed to say that?
I think we both have a bone to pick with Martin Atkinson. All right.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So let's start with the elephant in the room, the first goal. Paul, your thoughts on how the whole thing transpired. For those of you who
Yeah.
didn't watch the game, De Gea goes down, and was it Smith Rowe?
I mean, it was Fred that brought him down.
No,
But
no,
yeah,
no, 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 no. Who
Smith
scored?
Rowe scored the goal. Yeah,
Smith
yeah,
Rowe,
Smith
great
Rowe.
finish, by the way. But
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
I mean, um,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
Your
Right.
your thoughts on the events that transpired?
um. So I watched it back,
Yeah.
and I mean, it has to be a goal, right? It has to be a goal. I
Uh-huh.
think I was listening to Robbie Musto during halftime discuss it, and I thought he had a really great point where he said that it just all happened too fast for Martin Atkinson to blow the whistle, right? And no, and I totally agree. I think if Emil Smith Rowe takes a touch there, whistle's blown.
For me, and I understand. I understand that point, but I also understand that I see Martin Atkinson on the replay looking at the goal. So he can see that De Gea is writhing on the ground. And he doesn't know. Like, it just so happened. It so happened that Fred was the one who stepped on De Gea, right? But he doesn't know that that's what happened. He doesn't know that. Because if you look at the replay, you have to look really hard to see that Fred's the one who steps on De Gea's Achilles, right? So he doesn't know that that happened. All he can see is De Gea's down in the box. So as far as I'm concerned, in the interest of fair play, you see the goalkeeper's down in the box. You got to blow the whistle.
All
Like,
right,
hold on.
so hold up, no, because this was also brought up during this discussion, and I have the same question for you. So just at any time the goalkeeper goes down, no matter who's at fault, you just stop the game?
But that's typically what happens, isn't it? When you're on a
I don't
corner,
know, man.
when you're on a corner, and a player goes down in the box, that's why they're like, what is that? Is that what you do? I'm like, it happens now. When you have a corner and a player falls down in the box, all a defender has to do is throw himself on the ground. They'll see a tangle of bodies. Somebody will go down. They'll blow the whistle. Foul. Game. Stop the game. Check on him. It's all okay. Whatever. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah, but
it is against the interest of the game to intentionally do that. Don't get me wrong. I 100% agree with you. But just in terms of like the mentality of the referee to see a goalkeeper on the ground injured, have no idea that Fred was the one who did it, not blow the whistle with the goalkeeper down, have Emil Smith Rowe take a shot at a goal with which he's entirely entitled to do, by the way, because you play until the whistle. So I'm not faulting him. But have him have a shot on goal, have it go in, then blow the whistle afterwards and say, "Oh, actually, because it was your own player who did that and I didn't blow the whistle, it's a goal." Like, for me, it's just like, I get that that's like the right call. I just don't like it.
I mean,
It's
I definitely felt bad for United
it's
in that one moment because it's kind of like
it's the
whatever.
same. It's the. I mean, it's the, like you said. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. It's the same thing that happened. Um, the same thing that happened in the same fixture. Was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, when Aubameyang went in and they didn't blow the whistle. It was like when VAR was first became a thing, and they were like, "Oh, we're not going to blow for offsides," and everybody assumed that Aubameyang was offsides, and then he scored the goal, and then they replayed it, and he wasn't offsides,
Yeah,
and you guys got the
yeah,
goal.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Remember that?
yeah. I remember.
It's the
Yeah,
same kind of thing. It's the same kind of like jammy, like, oh, you thought, but turns out on the replay that's not the case. So
I
it's
want
one
you to
nil.
know. I want you to know. I disagree with you. I'm watching it right now. I do not think Markin Atkinson is looking at it at all in any
I
capacity.
saw him look
I
in the
think he's
direction of the
looking at.
goal. I saw
I think
I
he's
can
looking at the ball, but I mean that's just me. That's
and
just
I
me.
can see him. And for me, if that's the case, no excuse to not blow your whistle. Now, he didn't blow his whistle, and because he didn't blow his whistle, right call, right? Because the whistle wasn't blown. I have an issue with the fact that the whistle was not blown,
Right? No, I understand
right?
that,
And
I
so,
think
like,
that's a fair. I think that's a fair thing to say.
because the whistle wasn't blown, fair, it's a goal. Like, I totally
Sure.
get that. So Fred begins this game, which is a performance for him of, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe, like, it's just
Sometimes some maybe good.
it's just like we're gonna talk about everything that goes on, and Fred's gonna be like at the center of it, and I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know whether to love you or throw you under the bus.
I know you love that meme. No, because for the Odegaard one, I just completely disagree with you on that. Where you were just like, "What's going? Come on, not everything is their fault." I know it's easy to scapegoat them, Rahul. I know, I do, I do. I'll
No,
scapegoat someone. Who am I going to
the
scapegoat
the
here?
Odegaard one was 100% his fault, and we'll get to it. Um, let's move on to United's equalizer. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
Bruno Fernandes from near the penalty spot, but not on the
yeah,
penalty
yeah.
spot, and not a penalty, surprisingly enough. Assisted by Fred, by the way. Beautiful
It was a nice
behind the
little
leg
weird assist.
kind of. Yeah, it was class is what it was. It was a class assist.
See,
Um,
here's what I think though. And I'm not even being just like an asshole here. Okay. I think like it's one of those like it just happened to be hit correctly.
no, no, I agree with you. I agree with you because Fred's crap. I'm gonna be honest. He's not.
Like he's off balance.
Nine
He's like
times out of 10, especially when he's shooting, the ball makes contact with his foot. God knows where it's gonna go. I mean, it could go to Norway. It could visit Ollie for all we know. It's like we have no idea where it's going. So the fact that he was able to get that off to Bruno, I mean, don't get me wrong, still a class assist. Bruno Fernandez, clinical, great finish for the equalizer. And at that point, I was like, not bad, not bad, showing a little bit of fight. Um, yeah, I was impressed. I mean, we're not at the stage where we're playing the kind of pressing style that Aranyuk is going to want, but it showed a little bit more intent to pursue the opposition, and force a few more mistakes.
hmm Yeah, I thought the pressing from United was really good this game.
It was better, yeah.
And it helps when everyone is pressing, as they say,
Hmm.
Rahul. It helps when
Hmm.
everyone's pressing.
Hmm.
Nah, I don't care
I
about
know
that.
who you're talking
I,
about. He
I,
does
I I'm
press.
honestly, I'm not even in that boat. So
He
like, I don't.
presses. That's what I'm like. What are
I'm
you
yeah,
talking about?
I'm
No,
not
no,
in
no. I'm
that
not
boat,
aiming at
Rahul.
you. I mean, I'm just talking about people in general. Like what the heck are you talking about?
No, I thought Bruno's goal was fine. I think, and the second goal for United was the exact same way. Um, Cutbacks are killing this Arsenal defense, just absolutely destroying them. I think, like you were saying like during the game that Rahul was we were talking during the game, and Rahul was saying that you know you can't be too mad because like Arsenal the goals that Arsenal let in were like just pure class minus the Odegaard penalty, obviously. Were just like the players were performing class, but for the Bruno one, sure. The Ronaldo one, everyone's got to be doing
So
better
so
on that.
let's yeah so let's go to that. So again, pressing a little bit better, win the ball back. Marcus Rashford finds himself in acres of space on the right wing, even though I had said I prefer Jadon Sancho on the right wing. Marcus Rashford finds himself in acres of space, cuts into the box, and slides the ball through what seemed like four or five Arsenal
Like,
defenders.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Easy. And I was
hmm
I saw the ball make its way to Ronaldo. Once Ronaldo gets it there, it's
Sure.
2-1. He's not missing from there. And so great finish for his 800th goal, by the way. But I was surprised that the ball somehow made it through. I was like, I mean, just because but you guys have been doing a good job cutting
Yeah,
out some of
yeah.
the crosses. Even when Rashford was getting the byline and trying to put the ball across the face of goal, for the most part there was somebody there. But for some reason, I mean, maybe it was just. I mean, that's why I'm saying I don't want to be harsh to you guys because I'm like, maybe you can't stop each and every single one. I mean, maybe at that point it wasn't about cutting out the ball; it was just better marking on Cristiano Ronaldo, better marking of the run.
I think part of it was the fact that I believe on both goals, but for sure the second goal, it was our wingbacks or ostensibly our backs, right? Tavares on the other side, Tamiyasu had just been up, right? In the second goal, Tavares is the one that loses the ball to, I believe, Jaden Sancho, who puts the ball into Marcus Rashford,
Which
who
is
slots it
unfortunate
into
because I
Ronaldo. Yeah,
thought he in particular was impressive, especially with
Tavares had
his
a good
pace
game.
to keep up with both Sancho and Rashford, who are speedsters.
Yeah,
Um, Very impressive, and Tomiyasu as well. Like I mean, this is
So,
the first time I'm
oh,
seeing him.
I love this guy,
He
man. He
is he
is
is good
class. Yes, he is a very class right back for us.
because I assumed once you guys lost Hector Bellerin, who I mean, did say what you want. I mean, he was also in the camp of sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe not so good. But I thought you guys were screwed. But I mean, this guy's where did you do you know where you got him from?
Some literally some Japanese club, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, well, I will find out for you.
Okay.
While I'm finding out for you, I was just thinking about this. Um, Dello and who's the other
Alex
the on
Tellez.
the Alex Tellez, right? Obviously, Tellez played in the Chelsea game, but Dello starting his first game this season for United. I, I think I think Chelsea really unlocked like a key for um sorry, no, he was actually at Bologna. He's from
Oh, okay.
Bologna. Sorry, but my bad. Um, I think when Chelsea played Arsenal, they kind of unlocked a key that I think Michael Carrick did a really good job of trying to exploit, and it's the attacking wingbacks really give Arsenal trouble. And partially it's because we also have attacking
I was
wingbacks
gonna say
almost
you can create an
in a
overload
back
if you
four.
can get it in behind. Yeah.
And I think it really hurts us on the counter, right? Especially if I mean there were a couple times. Tomiyasu had a great like last ditch defense on just a break at the end where it was 3-on-2. But what would you think of Dalot's performance first start?
I've always wanted to like this guy, and it's like I like him like 60% of the way there, and then there's like 40% of the stuff that he does that I'm like, sometimes I don't understand. Today, great game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sometimes I watch him and I'm like, what are we doing? We're losing the ball, misplacing passes, out of position defensively. And I'm like, what are we doing here? So if he puts in performances like he did today, great. I hope he starts. Because frankly, as much as I love Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I think he's a fantastic defensively, it really affects negatively the attacking cohesion of the team when you have somebody going forward and he's trying to improve, and I credit him for that, but you have somebody who's so limited going forward. So limited. Just in the modern game, you need to have more than he's able to provide. His crosses are just kind of like, what the hell is that?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that we benefited from today was, Delo was able to, I mean, though we didn't score from any of them, Delo was able to provide a little bit of threat from that side more than Aaron Wan-Bissaka does. So going forward, Delo definitely better. And so I hope he can at least give some competition at that spot.
Mm-hmm.
If he plays well enough, he gets a start. Otherwise, he just pushes Aaron Wan-Bissaka to further improve that side of his game because, it's right now it's not cutting it. And
Yeah,
especially for the mistake last game, he probably needed to be dropped.
definitely far more attack minded, I think, than Aaron Wan-Bissaka
Yeah.
for sure. And I think that's why you were able to have efficiency down those flanks this game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Luke Shaw is also very attacking minded, I think him and Alex Telles.
Attacking minded, but he didn't have the greatest start to the season, so I'm glad Tellez is getting a run in the side and kind of getting to be grounded a little bit more because I think that's one of the reasons he struggles.
Yeah,
Is
I think Telles has a higher ceiling than Luke Shaw for sure.
yeah.
For sure, I think he's a better winger or wing back, not winger. Goodness, wing back or left back than Luke Shaw just naturally. Uh all right, I want to hear why is Fred at fault for this Odegaard goal?
Lost his marker, lost his man from midfield. You can see he's running to catch. If you watch the replay, he is running back to catch up with him because he lost him in midfield. And he doesn't get back in time, and Odegaard has a free shot on goal because he's unmarked. Because the person who's supposed to be marking him, Fred, was out of position and let him run past him. It's like it's you can literally see he's running after him. So I'm like, that's why Fred's at fault. That's his guy.
I don't know, man. I think it's Odegaard has to run from midfield into the box. Is that what you're telling
That's what I'm
me?
saying. Oh, if Odegaard is running from midfield into
And
the
it's
box,
just Fred's fault. Yeah, I don't know,
Arsenal are
man.
in
It's just
Arsenal are in
such a tough
position.
call.
If Fred is playing in that position, he needs to track his man. It's either Fred or McTominay's fault. Believe me, I'm saying both of them are at fault. I'm not pinning it solely on Fred. I'm saying both of them playing as the double pivot in that midfield need to pick up that runner. And if neither of them do it, both of them are at fault.
Wasn't just an okay run from Arsenal's movement
Oh,
or
no,
anything.
no, 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 no. Don't get me wrong. Good job. Good credit. Good
I'm not.
job.
I'm not. I'm not even trying to get credit for Arsenal. I don't even
Good
care
job
about
losing
that.
the
I'm just
marker.
like
It's just
it's just
like
like every time, Rahul. It's like, oh, we
that's
gave up
your
a goal.
job. That is what
It's Fred
happens
or
when that's your
McTominay, man.
job. We freaking crapped on Jorginho like 10 minutes ago for doing the same thing, losing the ball and letting people run in on goal when it's his job to sit there and control the ball and not let it go past him or not let his runners go past him.
I think this specific situation might be a little apples to oranges to
No,
Jorginho.
but you're right. Jorginho was like, you were literally the last guy and you messed up. But what I'm saying is, if your job is as a defensive midfielder in this setup, right, and you are out of possession, and the guys that you are responsible for marking make runs into the box and you don't track them and they're free and get a shot on goal and score, it's your fault. 100%. I will blame you every time. So that's why Fred and McTominay both at fault. 100%.
Fair enough. But Arsenal, good job. One of the things that I fault Arsenal a lot with, Rahul, and I think it happened in this game as well, is they are not a very good come from behind team. Like, they don't have the mentality to really play themselves back into it.
They showed a lot of,
Yeah.
cojones.
Yeah, for the first 65 minutes. Yes, totally agree.
No, I would say even through the end of the game, because even after you guys went down, like you guys could have won this game if you could score.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. So I totally agree. I think this game they played, and I think the response from Martin Odegaard, from Ronaldo's penalty, not the later response of Martin Odegaard, obvious. But I thought Arsenal played really well, and I thought they controlled a lot of this game until it gets to a point where it's like Arsenal can do it and do it and do it until they can't, and then it's just infuriating to watch them try, and it's like, oh, it kills me every time. Like, if they're down by the 70th minute, it, I trust United to come back in the last 3 minutes of the game. I don't trust Arsenal to come back in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah. But I feel like that even the thing is, right? And like I'm not trying to be like the elitist United fan here, right? But if you go 11 for 11 on paper, if you just look at those two teams,
For sure.
right? It is an admirable effort. Like, it just on paper that you guys like arguably could have won this game. Like, on paper, if you throw form completely out the window, just on paper, you just look at these. If I just gave you names, right? I put two teams in front of you and I said, who do you think's going to win? Right? You guys put up an admirable performance. 100%. So I don't think you can be faulted, especially down to the wire, even though like once you got past the 85th minute, okay, like garbage time, you guys didn't really get a look in. But, there were a couple of chances, and let me see if the XG stats are up, because like that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang chance,
that he was offsides on. Yeah. That wasn't the most impressive one to me. Martinelli missed one. That was this beautiful play in from Odegaard, and it was a little tiki-taka from Odegaard, and it wasn't a sitter. It would have been a tough goal either way because David De Gea is a world-class goalkeeper, but he scuffed the shot completely.
Yeah. So Aubameyang shot, which got saved, which was a 0.43 xG.
Yeah. So what were the XGs overall?
What's that? I'll get there. I'll get there after I make this point. Gabriel Martinelli. I just want to say, I often get sucked into the whole like Martinelli versus Greenwood crap that goes on, right? And like, obviously, I gotta back my boy, so like, I have to say this other guy's crap. Like, I haven't really had the chance to like watch him properly, but he's
fun.
He's great. He's awesome. So you guys definitely have one heck of a player, for sure. Yeah, scares the crap out of me. Not gonna lie. When he got the ball at times, especially on that left wing, he's cutting inside. I'm like, oh no! Like he's got Dallo on toast. I don't know what's going on. Like it's getting hairy, especially towards the end of the game. There were a couple of moments where I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, we played very well. Like I was really very happy with going to Old Trafford and playing the way we did.
It's not a loss that you should be like super upset with the team about it. It's more of just like it's one of those days, like on any other day, like we would have lost that game. And I would have said the same thing. I would have been like, we
Yeah.
both played well, and like it's sometimes somebody has to lose.
It came down to it, and let's get to the final goal. Ronaldo's 101st or 800
800
and first, even though it was probably like his 500th penalty. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Though I will stand by the fact that like 100 of those are against Armenia. So, um,
uh,
no, congratulations, though, seriously, Ronaldo. That is a momentous like thing to accomplish there. Really cool.
insane. I think the highest one is like 806 or something like that.
I'm sure it's not much higher
It's
than
not much higher,
Ronaldo.
so hopefully he smashes that. I want him to have the most official goals of all time. That's what
I'm
I
sure
want.
he will. I mean, he's played for longer than most people have, so that helps as well. It's like
Yeah,
the LeBron factor of it almost.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so Martin Odegaard, he brings Fred down in the box.
What's he doing, Paul?
It's just like,
Why are you putting in a slide? Because at the very least, if
yeah,
even if
yeah,
you're risking like the way he came through the back of him. I think the only reason that he didn't get a card is like because of the whole double jeopardy thing. Um, Otherwise, like arguably, he like comes clean through the back of his legs with a slide tackle. Like could have been looked at. Um, it,
yeah, yeah.
it was not a good tackle.
I was shocked that Martin Atkinson just like right off the bat was like, "No, it's clean." What?
Yeah,
What? Come on, man.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Um,
He's making up for the Tomiyasu pull, but shirt pull. But by the way, I want Arsenal fans to know we didn't purposefully like gloss over that. I just what are we gonna do, everyone? Anyway, I
who did Ronaldo throw down with a he pulled somebody down? Was it Gabriel? I think it was
it was
Gabriel.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was
At the
like
very end, yeah, yeah.
he's he's sprinting through clean through on goal after pulling him down. I was like, oh, it was clean. It was clean. They showed the replay. He's got like a fistful of
The
shirt
full,
down down here. Oh,
but
that's
yeah,
funny.
so Odegaard. We always Arsenal always does this, and for the past 2 seasons, it's been David Luiz who would do this to us. Who was just like red card in like the most
The worst possible
inconvenient.
time.
Yeah, like we're like, oh, and then just a red card, and just like, oh, we're gonna lose this game. Yep, yep. All right, yep. There we go. There we go. Penalty, red card. Let's go. We're done.
Ah,
But now I'm on Argood. I guess I'll chalk it up to naivety, but
yeah.
you got to be better. Cost us the game,
Jadon Sancho though,
not me.
as much as
Us,
I don't
we,
like him
Arsenal.
on the left wing, had quite a good game. I
Hmm.
would say he was involvements in, I think, two of the goals that we scored. It was his pass to Fred that led to the Fred drawing the penalty. Um,
Yes, yes, that is true.
yeah. Impressive. He's starting to come into his own. I maintain that I wish he would have begun coming into his own a little bit earlier than now. But the reasons for that are unclear. Whether that's coaching, tactics, whatever. Is it convenient that the second that Ollie gets sacked, Jadon Sancho all of a sudden scores 2 goals and starts putting in great performances? Like we don't know. So it
Right.
remains to be seen. But yeah, I just wanted to give him
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little if I
Yeah, like I said, overall, in all, and then I'd love to know the XG. I think a draw was probably fair.
yeah
I thought United played well. I thought Arsenal played well away from home, which
yeah.
is,
Hey, you
a
guys did
criticism,
had
right?
you only scored like 3 goals away from home all season,
I'm sure that's true.
and
Yeah,
you
we
scored
have a
two
really good
goals
home
here?
record. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and even though the first one was kind of a fluky goal, right? The second one was good.
Yeah, second one was good.
My biggest concern is I do not know what's going on with Aubameyang.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about
It,
that because I was
it
not worried about him this game. I mean, apart from the one chance that he had to the .43 xG, at which point even at that point I was kind of like, is he really going to score? Because he's lacking confidence. I don't know what's going on.
I can't tell. if it's like a setup thing, doesn't really match like the way,
His style or
like, he's the kind of guy like a Werner, he'd always get in behind people. He used to just burn people in the Bundesliga, and he did it for the first couple of seasons a little bit at Arsenal, but the past couple of seasons, you can tell his speed has dropped a little bit, and he's not like the target man that Arsenal's current play style kind of needs almost with these like really strong wingers, like young wingers like Martinelli and Smith Rowe and everyone like that. I, you know,
you need like a
putting him cross.
Ronaldo.
I mean, I'd love a Ronaldo. Everyone would love a
You need
Ronaldo.
like
Say what I will
a
about Ronaldo, I'd still take a Ronaldo.
you need like a Fernando Llorente.
You need like a Olivier Giroud.
Oh, dude, if only he would have played for you guys, dude.
No, I don't know who we would need. I just I'm worried Aubameyang's past
But
it.
that's the kind of striker that you can go out and get in January because that's the kind of striker that's typically older, out of contract. Like you could easily go and find one. I'm sure.
I agree, and it doesn't have to be an older one. I just think,
I'm just saying that's typically who ends up feeding, like
yeah,
filling that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
role.
I think bringing someone in because I just don't think we have the threat up top right now. We've like almost like done the reverse of what it's always been, like where our attack was great and our
Well, you could
defense
just
was terrible.
you know bring in like a Neil Mopay from Brighton.
Dude, that would be a lot of fun. That would be really cheeky. That'd be real cheeky.
Yeah, but I think AFTV would lose it.
Oh, who cares? I don't care. They wouldn't because they would like be like, yeah, why not, right? I
Uh,
don't know. I don't know who I would bring. I haven't even given it any thought. I'm just after watching today's game and the past few games, I've just been like, ooh, Aubameyang. I'm not sure anymore. It
okay.
might be time to try to switch things up top. But I do think to your point, I think like the experience is important because everyone else is pretty young. So I
Yeah.
think you would have to bring
That
in someone a little bit more experienced.
that was gonna be my closing thing. Is like you guys like on the reason on paper you guys look like the team looks different is because it's so young.
Hmm.
And so that's great because longevity and things like that. But you wanna bring in a little bit more experience, I think, into that team, and you do a lot better, more than an out of form Pierre Emerick Aubameyang, who's probably I think he is the most experienced player on that team probably. Um,
Yeah, El Neni, maybe.
yeah, maybe. Aaron Ramsdale also. Last thing,
Yeah.
impressive. Haven't
He's
watched him,
yeah.
so impressive.
He's been really, really good.
He's
I mean,
better. He's
this is almost a bad, it is kind of a bad experience today, but yeah, it's good.
okay. So the XG finals. Would you like to guess?
What is it? 3-2.75 for a penalty. United was probably at 1.4 and Arsenal was probably at 0.8.
So you said 1.4 and point 0.8.
No, that can't be right. So it's got to be like a maybe 1.4, like a 0.11 or 1.1. That
Okay,
was pretty close, right?
so United's XG was 1.86
Okay.
because Ronaldo's was a 0.75. Ronaldo's open play goal was a 0.41. Bruno Fernandez's was surprisingly not a lot, even though it was quite close. I think it was because of his proximity to the keeper and the angle.
Yeah.
Arsenal had a 1.17. So not
Okay.
you weren't far
So I
off
was
with your
right.
second
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Emil Smith Rowe scored with a shot that had a 0.01 because like that's like a volley from the moon.
Yeah.
And Martin Odegaard's goal even was not very high at 0.08, so may have contributed to the lower value. But yeah, so both teams definitely overperformed, but kind of reflects the final scoreline, I'd say, especially because
Yeah.
I mean, if you take the penalty out of it, it's
Yeah,
pretty even.
exactly. It's right there,
It's
right?
pretty even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So, yeah, there you go. There you go.
um,
Um, I'm
so
happy with it. To be sitting fifth with this squad is
it's impressive.
remarkable.
It is that
Very
is
remarkable.
impressive. Who knows how long you'll sit fifth, but the you are sitting
Here's my
fifth
I
for now.
see. I'm telling you, my season predictions are coming true. All right,
Hey,
we're
mine
gonna
are
stay
too.
fifth. we're gonna stay fifth, and then United. I think I do have enough faith in Ragnick that I think you're gonna get that. I think you'll end up in that top four. There's no with this
Yeah,
squad. You should.
you
You
know who
have
doesn't
to.
look like they're not going to win the league? Double negative there.
Liverpool. Liverpool. I
Telling
don't know,
you,
man. I
steam
don't know.
rolling, steam rolling. I don't want it to happen, but it looks like it's going to
Oh,
happen
you think they
again.
are gonna win the
I
league?
think they are going to win the league. I said that
I
before.
said that. I said it. We were all. We were all on the same page.
Don't want it to happen. Don't want it to
I
happen.
totally. I mean, they are the most. Like Chelsea's been great, obviously, but Liverpool is the most informed team in the world right now. It's been insane watching them play.
Speaking of stuff that I didn't want to happen, let's talk about the Ballon d'Or.
Let's do it. Let's do it. You want me to read over
Yeah,
the
why don't you
winners
go
here?
ahead? Why don't you go ahead and lead us in here to this little fiasco that happened?
All right, so we'll start off. We'll start off with the Ballon d'Or feminine,
Yeah, okay.
where Alexia Putellas from Barcelona won. She had an incredible season. Totally deserved. Um, and if she's looking to move to a great English women's team, Arsenal women's is a phenomenal team. Anyway, so just
Hey,
know,
we have a women's team too.
are like I'm not like Arsenal women's like is the best like English women's team or something like that.
Are they? The
Yeah,
women's Super League standings?
Cities is really good too. Um,
Let's
and
check. Let's
Tobin Heath plays for the
plays
United
for the United. Yes,
team.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right. That's right. I love
Ah,
Tobin
we're
Heath.
sitting in sixth. Classic.
Who's up top?
That's the way. That's only because our manager freaking resigned. I think it was the end of last season, Casey Stoney, because she was unhappy with the lack of backing from the board. Shocking.
From the board? What? No.
The board not backing the team. Shocking. Back the women's team. Freaking. We had a good coach.
Another
Yeah.
Barcelona production, I guess. Pedri Copa Trophy, so young player trophy. And then Gianluigi Donnarumma winning the Yashin Trophy, which I take issue with. I don't know
I
if
take
you
issue
take
with that
issue
too.
with it. I 100% take issue with it. For sure should have been Mendy, but that's neither here nor there. Right? Are you Mendy as well?
Sure.
David De Gea or who or just not Donnarumma?
If you want me to like be like taking the piss, I'm gonna say David De Gea. But like if you want like actually like what I think, it's probably Edouard Mendy needs
Probably
to.
Mendy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. And then the controversial one, number 7, Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, and I don't. I know I've been talking a lot of crap about this. So I want to set the record straight. Messi is one of the greatest players to ever play this game. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Set the record straight.
Right.
Because I don't want all the Messi fanboys being, oh. Yeah. However, Robert Lewandowski deserved the award last year, and credit to Lionel Messi for saying that. He deserved the award last year. However, Robert Lewandowski arguably also deserves the award this year. That Messi did not say, obviously, because he's receiving the award. But I'm like, how does Lewandowski? If we literally, and Paul, I was showing you these stats. Because if we look at the Ballon d'Or, and the problem with the Ballon d'Or, Paul, is awarded at weird time of the year. Mm-hmm. It's like 3 months into a new season, right? A little bit more than 3 months into a new season. So it's hard. But if we literally just look at 3 months, because that's the last 3 months out of the year, it's 25%, right? If we look at the last 3 months, and I'm pulling up the statistics here, Lionel Messi, this season, in Ligue 1 and the Champions League, has, if you look at combined, he has 4 goals and 3 assists in 12 appearances. Okay? Cristiano Ronaldo, who came 6th, I'm not saying he should have won, by the way. He came 6th in award voting. Has 12 goals and 2 assists in 17 appearances. Okay? And the person who should have won the award, Robert Lewandowski, I didn't look up Mo Salah. I can. He's going to have ridiculous stats as well this season. His stats are going to be better than Ronaldo's, but not as good as Lewandowski's. Robert Lewandowski, 25 goals and 2 assists in 20 appearances this season. And you're telling me this man doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or? It's similar stats last season. You're telling me this man doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or? Is this popularity contest? Or is this the best player in the world award?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the Bundesliga guy here. You back me up.
I'm totally with you. I am a Messi guy, as you know. It's one of the reasons we're really good friends, Rahul. You Ronaldo dude, I'm a Messi dude, and we get along quite well.
Yeah.
But I thought Robert Lewandowski should have won. Obviously, he should have won in 2020. That's just the bare. I mean, everything that went along with what he did in 2020 is crazy with the Champions League and whatnot. But in 2021, just the 2021 year, 64 goals, right? That's an absurd amount of
That's
goals
ridiculous.
considering Messi only had 41 in 2021. So it
Only.
is,
We say only. That's a lot, but it's
sure,
not
sure,
as
it's
much
a
as the
lot,
other
right?
guy.
Right. And Messi, let's be clear, he did not win the Ballon d'Or for his club accomplishments this year. He won it for his national team accomplishments this year. And you have
Which
to ask yourself, is the Copa America to me, actually, I'll be very frank with you. I would be more willing to give it to him because of the 29 games that Argentina has gone undefeated in the past 29 games, obviously, um, than the Copa America. But, what do you think? Copa America, is that enough to give you that edge? Obviously not, because we both think Lewandowski should have won.
I was gonna
But
say, I was like, clearly no. But it's the problem I have with that line of thinking, right? It's not me dodging your question. This is my problem with that line of
right,
thinking is a team winning a cup competition is a team accomplishment. It is a team award. That's why the entire team gets medals and lifts the cup together, right? So why are we saying that because Messi's team won this, granted he's on that team, but there were other people who played a part in that, 100%. So why are we saying Messi's team won, therefore Messi wins the Ballon d'Or, despite somebody who actually had their own individual statistics and accomplishments in the Bundesliga and European tournaments? We're just throwing all that away just because Messi's team won a tournament. That's crazy to me.
I'm with you. I think, as much as I do love to see Lionel Messi get another Ballon d'Or, I think this year, I don't even know if he's in my he's in my top 3 for it for sure. I guess I have to give him that. But he's probably second because I can't give it to Jorginho for the
I'm not,
just
not
I
giving it
can't
to
do that.
Jorginho.
No way.
If
No way.
Messi didn't deserve it, Jorginho sure doesn't deserve it. Robert Lewandowski wins this award hands down. It's not even a question.
See, okay, all right, okay, I'm totally with you. But what would you Copa America and Copa del Rey and 41 goals, or 9 goals, 3 assists, but Euros, Champions League, and Super Cup? Even Jorginho has a more impressive resume.
But again, we're also looking at awarding team accomplishments again, right?
Right.
I'm just purely talking about
You're all about the individual stats.
if you look at it statistically, and I'm saying like, okay, like you can look at Jorginho's contributions like defensively to Italy winning the, and I get all that, right? Like I get that he should be up there. I'd probably put him in the top 5 for the year that he had, right? He's not winning though. Purely because Robert Lewandowski was so dominant against. By the way, how many if we want to talk about team accomplishments, how much did Bayern beat Barcelona by?
A lot.
Are you kidding me? That's why I saw Thomas Muller saying like, oh, we'll have to make sure that Robert does better. It's sad that he didn't win. And I was just thinking about that interview where he's sitting there, he's going, in Bayern, we have Robert Lewandowski.
I love
I
that
was
clip.
like, I know Bayern play Barcelona in the next Champions League game, and that is going to be a bloodbath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
But
talk
yeah,
about team
so
accomplishments then. But
I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you though. I think Lewandowski should have two now,
he should
back to
have two,
back,
and he has nothing, and that's a crime.
back to back. It
Especially the
is
fact that they didn't award it last year for no reason. That was BS.
it is yet to be seen if he wins the FIFA Men's Pro Player of the Year back to
Or if that
back though.
also turns into a popularity contest, we'll see.
I'm surprised that French football or France football put
Awarded
two
it to a
pairs
player playing in the
two
French league.
two players playing in the French league.
Who's the second one?
Because Donnarumma also
Oh
plays for
yeah,
PSG.
yeah. I'm telling you, the legitimacy of this award. Last thing I'll say about it, the legitimacy of this award definitely coming into question.
I know we give so much credit to it too. That's crazy.
That's what
I'm
I'm
totally
like.
with you.
We're gonna have to start coming up with something else. I don't know what it is, but
I'm totally with you. Yeah. Anyway. So let us know what you all think in the comments below. After, give us a like on the video and hit the subscribe button wherever it is, somewhere over here, somewhere I would assume, and hit the little bell so you know when we're live.
very proud, Paul. You want to tell them where they can find you on Twitter?
Sure. Follow me on Twitter at Cheeky Borscht. Follow us on Twitter at Cheeky Chip Chat on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook. And check out our website, cheekychipchat.com. Rahul, where can we follow you?
Follow me at the Rahooligan. Um, yeah, and
Yep.
thanks for joining us. We've got a bunch of shows lined up over the next couple weeks because we got a game pretty much every 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So there will always be something to talk about
It's December.
yeah, it's December, good month for football. So we'll be back soon with plenty of chat, plenty of cheeky chip chat.